Hi, this is Kevin Souza. Why do people quit home-based businesses? All I can do is share with you why in the last 40 years I quit, and then share with you what I've noticed and recognized in others, why they quit. Every human being has a child within. Every human being has a child within. You know, when I started in this home-based business profession almost 40 years ago, and I showed people the Amway presentation, it wasn't me that showed it first, it was my sponsor who showed it to a group of people I invited to my home twice. Over 80 people turned me down. Friends, all my family members, every one of them, every one of my former coworkers, classmates, teachers, and friends turned it down. You know, I took that personally. That hurt because I felt like they were rejecting me. But I had a decision to make. It was either they were all correct in thinking that it was a bad idea to join Amway, or my dream was correct. Now, I had enough, thank God, basic common sense to know that my dream is more important than whether or not I got the approval of my family and friends. And so I stayed in the business, but I quit. And what do I mean by I quit? I didn't show the business to people for a long time. Why? Because I didn't want to feel the rejection again. That's why. When you're rejected, that touches your emotion. And two things you don't want to do. You don't want to spend the time to put yourself in a position where your emotions are going to get affected again by people who reject the opportunity. I don't care what anyone says. It feels like they're rejecting you. Okay? And oftentimes they are. Right? Why do people quit? You know, then as years passed and I started to gain more courage to show people my opportunity, here's where I got the courage from. I listened to cassette tapes of successful people. I attended meetings of successful people. I read dozens of books on the topic of success and positive attitude, and literally went to live events as well. And so I was learning success principles as I went along and realized that it doesn't take knowing a lot of people. It takes courage to offer someone opportunity to earn income. It takes courage, especially if you've been rejected before. It takes even more courage, right? So I finally got the courage to show other people the business. And I did it sparingly because, again, I didn't want my feelings hurt from rejection. And so I went the easy route, the easiest way in the world to approach others, okay? Approach people at my level and below financially. That was easier than approaching people who were at my level financially and above. That was out of my comfort zone. Why would I ask somebody who was wealthy or doing a lot better than I was if they want to look at a way to make some more money when, number one, I wasn't making a dime with it, and number two, my position in life was I wasn't making much money at all. I was working in the restaurant business, right? It's attitude. That's all it takes. And, you know, it's interesting because one of the leaders, his name was Art Charlton, and his wife, Ollie. They were from Massachusetts. They lived in Florida after they retired. When asked what the secret about this business was, he said attitude. And I never got that until later, after I learned some more over the years, that if you want to approach somebody who's earning a lot more money than you are and let them know that you have a way that they can earn some additional income, no matter what you're doing in life, That takes an attitude, right? You can point those people in the direction of other leaders who are earning the same or more income as them in the very business itself. Okay? And so, why allow somebody who's making more money than you in life not to have the opportunity to take a look at this business opportunity that you have to offer, in spite of the fact that you earn a lot less than they do? So it's attitude. So now I got it, right? So when I started to finally bring people in the business, here's what happened. They would try to bring people in the business, they would get rejected, and they would quit. Or they would bring somebody in and they actually sponsored somebody and all excited, and they're trying to help them get started, and that person either gets rejected or brings somebody in who quits. So what does that do? When they quit, then you're left with, wow, look at all this time I spent with these people. I established a relationship with them, and they quit. That hurts. You know what? Even today, after 40 years, that hurts. And it causes people to quit. Why? Because they don't want to have to spend the time, because they think they're wasting their time to bring somebody in, work with them, and they can't get success, so they quit. And instead of continuing to bring more people in, you brought one or two in with hopes that those are going to be the ones that make you wealthy. I'm sorry, in this business, people don't make you wealthy. You make you wealthy. Why and how? By you continuing to do that very income activity that you are avoiding, that income producing activity of showing more people this business. Why show more when I brought 3 in and they're going to be my ticket to freedom? Here's why. Because they're going to quit. It's amazing how people do what you do or don't do what you don't do. If you're not bringing more people in, neither will they. Even if they don't know you're not. It's weird, but it happens that way. So you need to continue to bring more people in, even and because of the fact that the people you're bringing in are going to quit. Most people aren't willing to look past that. They don't look at it as attrition. Instead, they look at it as, this was a waste of my time. I spent a lot of time in trying to help Mary succeed. Well, you may have done that, but you forgot to bring in more people on the front end while you were helping Mary. Right? You thought Mary was your meal ticket. No, nobody is. Nobody is. You're your own meal ticket in this business. So here's why you quit. Because you don't want to waste any more time bringing in people like Mary, which took you a bunch of time and maybe some money, advertising, to bring her in. And now that she's in and she couldn't bring people in herself because she didn't show enough people, she quit. And because you tried to get her and spend all your time with them and live with them like they're your meal ticket, now you've attached yourself to them emotionally because now you're friends, right? And because they quit, boo-hoo, just like a child that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. That's the child in you. When you quit, you won't admit it. That's the other thing about adults. They won't admit the real reasons they're quitting. They'll say, instead of the emotional reason, which is the real reason, they'll say, I don't want to waste my time anymore. I've been busting my butt trying to bring people in this business. They're coming in and they're not staying in. So I don't want to waste my time bringing more people in for that to happen again. So I quit. They use the logic to explain away why they're quitting when it's the emotion is why they quit. You spent a lot of time with Mary. That hurt you that she quit, didn't it? Come on, admit it, little girl. Admit it, little boy. Okay? I know this because I went through it myself. I have 40 years in the profession. So if you're looking at how much time it takes to bring in somebody and now they're not going to bring people in and now they quit, I don't want to spend my time anymore. This is a waste of my time. Boo-hoo. That's going to stop you from going to the drawing board and looking for more people? You see, the ones who make the money in this profession are the ones who don't look at the quitters, even though they spend time with them, as their be-all, end-all, or as their scapegoat or their reason for quitting. Instead, they keep bringing more people in, okay? Because the law of averages is in their favor. They're smart enough to understand that success hides behind the next bend in the road, and never will I know how close it lies unless I turn the corner. Always will I take another step of showing somebody else this opportunity or showing more masses the opportunity, depending on whether you're doing it through free advertising or paid advertising, doesn't matter. Here's another one. I wasted so much money advertising and trying to get people in, and they get in and then they quit. That's a waste of my time and my money. Oh, boo-hoo. So you're going to stop doing the activity that was bringing people in just because somebody quit? Think about that. The successful people don't think that way. The successful people have taken the child inside of them and taken him out and looked at him right in the face and say, shut up! Now go sit down and keep your mouth shut, while they continue showing the business to more people. As an adult, you need to tell that child inside of you who's quitting, boo-hoo, I spent all this time with Mary. You need to keep that person at bay and be an adult and continue the process of bringing people in your business. When you stop that activity, there's no justifiable reason for it. You may think it's justifiable, you know why? Because you feel it's justifiable. You had a relationship going, a business that turned into a friendship relationship, and now they quit. And now you're hurt because of that. So you are justifying it with the logical part of it. Well, I don't want to waste my time anymore. I don't want to waste my money anymore, because when you bring them in, they just quit. Really? Guess what? Successful people have way more people who quit than you have. They're willing to keep going in spite of the quitters. That's why people quit. Because you don't want to spend any more time, because you think it's wasted time, bringing people in, and eventually they're going to quit. That's right. Some of them will when you continue showing the business to others. When you stop showing the business to others, and all you had were those 3 or 4 people that you brought in that you spent so much time on, sweat and tears and money, right? But you stop the activity of bringing more people in. That's why those 3 or 4 that you were trying to rely on generating enough revenue so that you could earn income off of them or off of their production, you just decided not to show the business anymore. So, is it a good reason to quit when you've spent time and money bringing people in and they've established a relationship with you and vice versa, and they quit? Is it worth quitting? Should you quit? Not if your dream is important enough to you. I didn't even know that because I had no success training when I joined Amway 40 years ago, and 80 people in my life that I loved turned me down. I had no idea that my decision to stay in was a simple decision based on the fact that I still have a dream that I want to achieve, and I'll do whatever it takes for as long as it takes to learn how to make it happen in spite of those who reject me and reject the opportunity, in spite of those who join and then quit later after I've established a relationship with them, and that hurts even more. It doesn't hurt as much when you show a few people the business and they say no. A lot of people are so shallow that they won't continue showing the business and they'll quit just because 1 or 2 people in their lives said no. And I call that shallow because it's sad that they don't realize that their dream is more important than that. that their desire to achieve their dream and their faith in the accomplishment of it is more important than your loved ones who said no, that caused you to take the action of quitting, to cause that child inside of you, and it is a child inside of us, because I did it, I went through it, who says, I quit, right? So that's why people quit. Don't allow the relationships you've built when you're helping others in your quest for your freedom and your dream to cloud your thinking when it comes to continuing showing others this business, and press on in spite of the quitters, press on in spite of the rejection, and go past it and look at the logical side, and you too can succeed with this business. So never, ever, no matter who says what to you, or no matter who does what, never quit. You can do it. I believe in you, even if I don't know you, because you're a fellow human being. So if there's a link on this page, join my wife and I. We'll be happy to help you one step at a time. And never give up. This is Kevin Souza. Make it a wonderful day.